Men move mountains for women they want to be with. They'll move mountains for a woman that they want to see.
You're trying to meet a man right now, like today, tomorrow. Go to the gym.
Why do men pursue you and then the energy just fizzles out?
This is how we're handling ghosting in 2025. If he ghosts...
The hunt to find a husband and to settle is still ongoing. That's the goal for them.
I have never been in a relationship. I'm a 25-year-old woman.
I gave up looking for my husband a very long time ago.
If he wanted to, he would. It's real, and you should live your life by it.
In 2025, the year of our healing era, if someone ghosts us...
Modern women still believe that they're tens, but somehow always getting ghosted. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
A lot of my clients come to me because they really, really, really want a relationship.
Babes, if it's 2025 and you're still asking the question, what are we? Might be time to leave that situationship.
This is what I'm doing in 2025 to meet my husband.
Dude, I am so fucking sick of men in my comment section.
I do not care how much money you have. If I can't picture myself kissing you, it's a wrap.
I am not interested in a project right now.
Can we just talk about dating in our 40s right now? Have you tried it? Because I don't recommend it.
Ouch. If that man had to block you, okay, you win.
Has the term winning come to mean being absolutely so insufferable that in order to preserve his own well-being and mental health that they had to go so far as to break all contact with someone and actually block them so that they wouldn't have to see their face? Is that what winning means now?
Right. That's how you know you really got to him.
By got to him, I think they mean scared him.
If he had to block you, okay, you win.
No. That is actually not what winning looks like, because I think most of us are aware that guys rarely block women, at least not without a very good reason. So likely someone's behavior had escalated to the point where it was, shall we say, erratic, that it was actually the safest thing and best thing for all involved for him to stop all contact and just block her.
I agree. I'm not even sure what exactly they're winning. Modern women talk like they're out here winning some kind of game. But what exactly are they walking away with? Loneliness? Bitterness? A phone full of situationships and no real connection? And the fact that a man has to go as far as to block a woman, that says everything. That move alone proves just how insufferable she really is. Men don't block women for no reason. Most men are patient to a fault, hoping things will improve. But when a woman becomes a drain, emotionally, mentally, and energetically, blocking her becomes the only way to protect his peace. Instead of reflecting on her behavior, she turns it into a men are trash narrative, as if she wasn't the one causing the chaos. The truth is, a man blocking you is the modern-day version of slamming the door and locking it behind him, not out of anger, but out of exhaustion. So if that's what winning looks like, being blocked, ghosted, and avoided, then maybe it's time to rethink the game entirely.
Reasons why you are single and miserable. You are doing single all wrong. Number one, you should be dating multiple men. You need to be dating 2 to 3 men baseline, okay?
Girls, this is how we're handling ghosting in 2025. If he ghosts you, send his obituary to the local newspaper. Type up his eulogy and send it to his family, along with flowers and a card that says something to the effect of, "I'm so sorry for your loss." If he wants to ghost, I will treat you as if you have become a spirit.
Date several men at the same time. Don't fall in love. Don't become over emotional, and get your money. Have a focus. Have some focus when you're dating. Make a goal. Okay, I'm going to be dating, let's say you're going to be dating 3 men. Your goal is to pay for nothing, to get a couple of bills paid, or to get some money to stack, save, or start a business. That's your goal, nothing else.
As you can see, this is the kind of advice these dating coaches are giving to women nowadays. Date multiple men at once, get a few bills paid, collect some money from each guy, and use that to start a business. This is being pushed as some kind of strategy or leveling up, when in reality, it's rooted in manipulation and selfishness. And the irony? These are the same women who constantly claim to be strong and independent, yet somehow their version of independence involves relying on men's wallets to fund their lifestyle. If you're truly independent, why are you depending on men to finance your goals? What's even more revealing is that many of these so-called dating coaches aren't in healthy relationships themselves. They're often single, bitter, or chasing validation. And yet they're out here giving other women advice that's toxic, short-sighted, and destructive to genuine connection. This mindset teaches women to use men instead of learning how to build with them.
Men move mountains for women they want to be with. They'll move mountains for a woman that they want to see, for a woman that they want to prioritize. That is just the reality. So if he's really not making much of an effort for you, trust that he doesn't really like you.
Why do men pursue you and then the energy just fizzles out? Well, the answer is simple. Because they got to know you. They might have been attracted to you physically, but once they got to know your personality, it just felt like you weren't a fit. Ladies, we have to stop demonizing men for doing what they're supposed to be doing while dating, which is determining if you're a good match for them.
I agree.
So I'm from San Diego, California, and I'm 26, and I just really feel like I'm actually going to be alone forever at this point in my life. I go out, I try to look good. I don't know if it's because I'm ugly or I'm fat. And no, I'm not fishing for compliments. Maybe I'm not fat, but I just feel like no one ever hits on me. I don't ever get complimented. I've been told that maybe it's because I have like a resting bitch face, which maybe I'm guilty of. But either way, it's just so sad because it's like, how else am I ever going to find anyone? That's why I feel like I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life, because I'm shy. I don't have many friends. I don't go out much. I just don't understand how this is going to happen. Like, are they going to fall from the sky? Workplace I don't know. I don't like dating people from work. All I'm trying to say is it just feels like when I go out, people are just so disconnected. It's not like how it used to be. I always feel like there's way prettier women out there than me, which is obviously true. And I don't know if it's like insecurity that's making me feel this way, but no one ever hits me or hits on me or approaches me, and I will never do that to a man. But I still want to meet somebody. So I don't know if anyone's in the same situation, the same boat. But yeah, and I hate dating apps. I will never, ever, 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 ever download one. So how else am I fucking supposed to find somebody? Whatever.
Well, it honestly sounds like she wants to stay single forever. She's out here saying no man ever approaches her or hits on her when she's out. But at the same time, she proudly says she'll never be the one to initiate anything or go up to a man. That kind of mindset is pure ego, and it's one of the biggest issues with modern women today. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nowhere else in life do we see this kind of logic. If an adult wants something, whether it's a job, a car, a goal, they go after it. They don't sit around and wait for it to magically appear. Yet somehow, when it comes to relationships, women are out here acting like they're exempt from that basic principle of effort. That kind of entitlement is unrealistic and honestly self-sabotaging. This, if he wants me, he'll come get me mentality is why so many women are single and frustrated. You can't say you want love, connection, or a man, but then act like you're too good to open your mouth or show interest.
Someone please tell me where all the good men are hiding. I went on a first date last night and I was just asking all of the basic questions like, are your parents still together? Do you have any siblings? That kind of stuff. So I asked if he had any questions for me. This man had the audacity to ask me if I had a high sex drive. That's it. I'm done. This is why I don't date men from Toronto.
So I'm single like 5 months now, and I was in a 3-year relationship. And when I tell you, dating pre-3 years ago to dating now, it's a whole different ballgame. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It honestly should be a tax write-off.
For what?
There should be giant tax write-offs for women just needing to be a woman. Alive, presentable, done.
Oh, another one of these. I actually hope that they're kidding, because it's rather hard to imagine the amount of entitlement that has to be located in one person in order for them to think that they deserve reimbursement from the government for 1, just existing, and 2, looking presentable.
Do you know how much time money. Do you know how expensive it is for a woman to just be alive and presentable?
Just speaking from my personal experience, it really doesn't take that much time. And it's not that expensive. But I have found that if a person thinks that they need to spend a lot of money, then they will.
I'm no low maintenance girly, okay? I understand that. I'm a high maintenance bitch. That's fine. I pay for it. I manage that. I'm the one that has to deal with the high maintenance-ness.
While I have to give credit where credit is due, at least they're self-aware in so much as being high maintenance goes, and they're responsible enough to take care of it all on their own. So good for them.
Sometimes I really wish I could be the girl that literally does mascara and that's it and runs out the door, doesn't get her nails done. That would be... I would have so much more time in life and just did ponytails every day. Or maybe if I was just a man. Maybe I should just be a man.
Well, that went south quickly, didn't it? But just a gentle reminder, there's nothing at all wrong with being low maintenance. As long as you're happy being who you are, that's all that matters.
Amazing, isn't it? A woman who truly believes that women should get a tax write-off just for existing, simply for being a woman, not for running a business, not for creating jobs, not for contributing something meaningful to society, just for existing in female form. This is the kind of entitlement mindset that's being encouraged today. It's not about equality anymore, it's about special treatment. It's the belief that femininity alone should be rewarded without effort, accountability, or contribution. And what's worse is that ideas like this are actually gaining traction online, celebrated under the banner of female empowerment. But let's be real, wanting benefits without responsibility isn't empowerment. It's entitlement dressed up as feminism. You can't claim to be strong and independent while demanding handouts and privileges just for being who you are. That's not strength. That's delusion.
Okay, so where are people meeting their significant others in 2025? Because my entire life, literally the past 5 years, the only place I have met people has been bars, clubs, Hinge, Tinder, Raya, and Bumble. I've had zero success that entire time. And I don't know, I need new strategies, especially I live in a small town for the time being. I hardly have any friends here because I lived in Los Angeles for 4 years and I don't know how to meet people. I don't know if I need to sign up for an AA meeting group because I'm trying to drink less. I don't know if maybe I can meet someone there. I don't know if I need to try to, join a book club. I don't even know if they have those where I live. It beats me. It's, I have no idea. So if you have suggestions, let me know.
So I've been single for about 2 months now, and I met my ex out in the wild. So I haven't been on dating apps in, I don't know, a year and a half. So I decided to download the apps today. I downloaded Hinge and Bumble, and now I remember why I haven't been on them for a year and a half. There are men pushing 40 that are still figuring out my dating goals. What are you figuring out? And then when you actually do start talking to someone on there, then you just get ghosted. So it's nobody even wants to be in a relationship on these apps. And this is the type of stuff that I noticed before as well. So I don't know, is it just my area or is it like this everywhere? Anyone who's on Hinge or Bumble, do you guys all experience this? Anyways, dating sucks, but I am going to actually go on dates and I'll probably have some fun stories to tell everyone. About those dates because I tend to have some crazy dating stories. Anyways, let me know which dating apps you like and maybe I will test them out. Thanks.
Realistically, men aren't the ones in a rush because of time. As long as a man has his life together and is doing well, he will always be desired by women, especially if he's in his 40s and successful. That's when he's at his peak. Financially stable, mentally sharp, emotionally mature, and in full control of his life. This woman is complaining that men are just now figuring out their dating goals at 40, but rightfully so they have to, because in today's dating landscape, there are way too many red flags to ignore. Men are being cautious. They've seen the games, the entitlement, the emotional instability, and the unrealistic expectations. And they're moving smart, not fast. This woman is also upset that she's getting ghosted in this late stage of dating. But what she's really experiencing is the consequence of how the dating world has shifted. These men now have options, and they're not desperate. They're not going to tolerate drama, manipulation, or baggage just because someone feels time is running out.
I am not interested in a project right now. I'm interested in a leader. Please come already built. I don't have the capacity to do that. I just don't have it.
Why are you single? I'm going to say this one time, okay? Are you listening? It could be because I'm an empath who's attracted to emotionally unavailable men, and that I also view red flags as some sort of amusement park that will eventually spin me around in a narcissistic circle until I vomit.
Y'all always get on this internet talk about some why men don't like us, because y'all don't know when to fuck up sometimes. Let me start off slow. I'm not gonna curse. This lady got on the internet talking about she doesn't understand why her husband, who has 2 jobs, and the one job that he has, he works 64 hours a week, 1 day off, 6 days out of the week. I'm going to guess, quick maths, 10.5 to 11 hours a week. 2 weeks, that's 128 hours. She got on here and asked, I don't know why on his 1 day off, which I'm guessing is Sunday, he doesn't want to go out and chill with the family. He want to stay in the crib. He's tired. That was a question. Have you ever worked 64 hours before? Have you ever worked 8? No, because you stay at home with no kids. You're a stay-at-home wife. What the you mean you want him to go out with the family? He's tired. Because if the nigga wasn't going out making money provided, what would he be called? Class, say it with me. A bum. If he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, doing everything that you say you want him to do, providing and all that other shit, what would he be called? Class, a bum. What y'all would be saying in the comments? Where the real men at? Where the real men? So you got what you wanted and you still complaining. So at this point, I'm asking y'all, what do y'all want? Because if you was a real, you would have found a way to pick up some extra money, some extra slack that's going on. So this nigga would be able to have 2 days off. So his 1 day he could rest and then he could go out with you. That's what a real would have did. That's what a real wife would have did. Because a marriage is not no more princess, all that other shit. No, it's 50-50. It's a partnership. Because if you can't provide with money, at least be there for my mental. I'm tired.
This situation isn't rare at all for married men. It's actually pretty common. And honestly, it's exhausting. These men work non-stop, grinding day in and day out to provide for their families. They carry the financial burden, handle the pressure, and sacrifice their own peace just to make sure everyone else is taken care of. They give up their hobbies, their free time, and often even their health, all in the name of being a good husband and father. And yet, it's still not enough. The wife, instead of recognizing the weight he's carrying, complains that he doesn't have time to go on dates or do fun activities. She wants the energy of a man who has no responsibilities, while she's married to one who shoulders everything. But how do you expect a man who's stretched thin, physically and mentally, to also play the role of entertainer? It doesn't make sense.
You are no longer going to be wasting your time speaking to men that you know do not have the qualities that you're looking for in a man. You are no longer going on dates with men just because you're thinking, well, I haven't got much of a roster, not really any quality men out there. Let me just go on a date with this guy and just see what happens. No. Ladies, we are doing what we call high value dating now. High value dating means you have standards, you have expectations, and you have boundaries. You have very strong boundaries. And one of those boundaries is the ability to walk away from something that you feel does not serve you. The guy who you know is not the right guy for you. Being a high value woman means you walk away from that man. Do not sit there and entertain a conversation with him. No.
You're in your 20s. Go hook up with that person you shouldn't be hooking up with. Dating in your 20s is messy. Now is the time to give into the urges and desires so that later on you're not resenting yourself or somebody else for it. You need to stop feeling bad for it. Who cares? We're all gonna laugh about it. We're all gonna die one day.
You need help. Make sure you sleep around in your 20s so you don't resent your no. This is not advice. This is a destructive mindset being pushed by broken women who want company in their dysfunction. That's like saying crash a few cars while you're young so you don't regret driving safe later. That doesn't make any sense. And I can't get over the fact that she says this with so much pride, like being emotionally detached is a flex. Sleeping around like this does not make you more powerful. It actually makes you more numb. It rewires your brain to avoid real connection. And one day when you crave something real, love, trust, stability, your brain's not going to know how to handle it because all it knows is temporary. A ton of people do this in their teenage years to their 20s and wonder why they have mental health issues. I did not choose to play that game. I took a different route and did not sleep around. Not because I'm better than anybody, but because I wanted peace and real love. And I have that now. Oh, but we're all gonna die anyways. What does it matter? That's true. You're probably gonna die first though. So all I'm saying is this mindset is not bold, it's broken. You don't need more partners, you need more purpose.
I mean, this is just sick. This woman is actually advising women in their 20s to go out and sleep around, as if that's some kind of life strategy. For what? So they can end up just like her, worn out, emotionally damaged and broken. That's not empowerment. That's a trap. And that's what so many women today don't understand. When they waste their prime years chasing attention, hookup after hookup, they're not building anything meaningful. What they're actually doing is numbing themselves emotionally. It becomes harder and harder for them to pair bond, to truly connect with one man, because they've conditioned themselves to bounce from one guy to the next without any depth or loyalty. This kind of behavior damages their ability to form healthy relationships later, and by the time they're ready to settle down, they've got a trail of emotional baggage, bitterness, and unrealistic expectations. And very few quality men are willing to sign up for that.
Once you stop looking for love, love will find you. Find me faster, biatch. I have this terrible nightmare that I'm simply never going to find anybody. Every guy that I've talked to in the past year has been a flop. Bless you. I think about 98% of my followers are women, but if any of you have a cute 20-year-old brother you could set me up with, let me know.
I have never been in a relationship. I'm a 25-year-old woman and I've never had a boyfriend. Not even a kindergarten boyfriend where you hold hands for a week and that's like your first boyfriend. Not even that. Ouch.
I'm really concerned that the longer I stay single, I think I'm just going to be single forever, and like not in a sad, like, oh, she's single forever, like forever alone. Like, I downloaded Hinge for an hour and like flipped through a couple people and was like, oh God, I cannot imagine any one of those people sitting on my couch with me. Like, I just like being alone so much that like the thought of introducing somebody else into my time is just so unappealing. Like, I'm like genuinely concerned for myself, but that's okay.
This is just a friendly reminder in case you already forgot that we said we were not doing any situationships in 2024. Everyone should be allowed like 1, 2, maybe 3 as a maximum if you're like started a little bit younger, situationships. After that, we don't do any more situationships. It's come up a few times recently with girlfriends being like, I think I'm in a situationship and I'm in my 30s and I'm just having to sit here and be like, guys, we're not doing situationships anymore. And what I've said to all of them and what I'm going to say to you is I think that the biggest power move when you feel like you have found yourself in a shitty situationship is to just call this person or meet up with them and say, I like you, see what they say, and just with no bad feelings, just be like, I want to be in something that's progressing and I do like you. And so I would want things to progress with you. And if you're not ready for that, that's totally cool. But it's 80 degrees and sunny outside in New York. So I'm not going to be waiting for your text for not even one more day.
What she described is a perfect example of women giving themselves away when they're young, only to try and settle down later around 30. She casually said, maybe 2 or 3 situations when you're younger, then after that, no more. Like, that's supposed to make it better. But by the time they're ready to get serious, the damage is often already done. What they fail to realize is that those so-called situations weren't just harmless fun. They were forming habits, mindsets, and patterns. They were giving their time, energy, and bodies to men who never valued them, thinking it wouldn't matter later. But it does, because when they finally want something real, they often find that good men aren't lining up to play clean-up crew for a past they now regret. Why would a good man take you seriously when you were letting everybody get a turn while overlooking men who might have actually cared about you? Respect is a two-way street. You can't expect a man to give you the loyalty, love, and commitment that you never gave to yourself when it counted.
I have no idea why people say dating in Toronto is bad. You guys, there are so many guys here and they're all tall and they all make a lot of money. Literally go out anywhere, happy hour, go out on a Friday night, go out on a Saturday. Guys will come up to you, you'll get their number, you'll be on a date with them in like the next week. I just feel like a lot of the men here are super down to earth. You know, a lot of them grew up in the suburbs and now they're trying to make it in the big city. Good family values, well-traveled. Like literally they're everywhere. I have like no single friends. Everyone is dating like crazy right now. Get out there.
I gave up looking for my husband a very long time ago, which means this is a lawless land. It is every man and woman for theyself. May the best man win, for real.
Men love the chase, and guess what? If he's not chasing you, he's chasing someone else. Let's say you've had a guy pursue you, and you've just been doing your own thing, focusing on yourself, and he's so persistent for a date. He's so persistent, he wants to take you out, he wants to do something with you, he's in your inbox, he's messaging you, and you finally give in, and you're like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go on a date with you, I'm gonna hang out with you, whatever, let's do it. You then notice that once you do this thing with him, he then pulls away straight away. He stops messaging you, he stops pursuing you, he stops trying with you, he basically gives up. That is because he loves the chase and now he has you. It's basically a way of boosting their ego. They know, oh, I still got her, I can still do it, I can still get anyone I want. If he has pulled away from you after pursuing you, you can bet that he's probably talking to someone else and doing the exact same thing. I know in your sweet feminine energy, you want to trust men and you want to trust everyone around you and give them that maternal love, but do not trust a man you don't know. You don't know him, and if he's giving inconsistent behavior of giving you everything, pulling away, giving you everything, pulling away, that is an emotionally immature man. That is a man who is driven by ego and loves the chase and probably has a roster and is doing it with other women. So if he pulls away, let him pull away because he's not worth your time.
No, it's not true at all. I don't know where these women get this idea that men love the chase. That's just another myth pushed to justify playing hard to get or acting disinterested. But let's be real. What exactly is a man supposed to be chasing? Chasing someone who clearly isn't interested? Chasing a woman just so she can boost her ego and feel validated? There's nothing exciting or romantic about that. In fact, it's frustrating and exhausting. A lot of men do show interest, genuinely. But when they're met with games, attitude, or a sense of entitlement, they pull back. And rightfully so. Men don't want to chase, they want to connect. They want effort returned, respect, warmth, not a woman who acts like she's doing him a favor just by giving him a moment of her time. The whole men love the chase narrative has led to so many women thinking the best way to attract a man is to act cold, difficult, or emotionally unavailable. And because of that, many of them are still very single.
So men, it's a new year. We women want to know, are y'all going on dates this year, or y'all still trying to meet up at your house or at a hotel, or we just trying to set the mood for 2025. Some of us ain't with the meet up with the Netflix and chill shit. Some of us not with the come to your house. We got our own house. Some of us ain't even with the we like coffee dates. We can walk in the park, just to name a few things. You ain't got to spend our money. It's the effort for us. You know what I'm saying?
I truly don't know if the quality of men is just awful or if I'm just being overly strict and I need someone to tell me. And this is not going to be the video for the misogynist because I am going to complain about men. Trigger warning. So I haven't dated a man in a year. And I just don't know if it's because I'm overly strict or if it's like the men that are the problem. For example, a guy was supposed to call me and I told him what time I got off of work. And the day that he was supposed to call me, I did not hear from him in like 8 hours. And I knew automatically the minute that he messaged me that I was going to ghost him. Like I was going to leave him on scene because I felt like if you can go 8 hours without speaking to me, then our communication styles just aren't aligned. But then I was like, is that like being inconsiderate because people got things going on? Which I am understanding of, because I'm not a good texter. I'm not. But also I feel like when I like somebody, especially at the beginning, right at the beginning, I am quick to text them back, okay? Because I'm interested. Like, it's almost pathetic, okay, how quick I am to text back. And I'd be having to, stop myself. But I just feel like if you can go 8 hours and then you said you were going to call me and it's been 8 hours and I haven't heard from you, I just feel like, ick, red flag, I'm not going to even continue to entertain that. But is that overly strict? Or like a different situation, I was talking to a guy and he was like responding to my messages. Like, we were having a conversation, but truthfully, it felt like an interview. Like, I felt like I was just asking him questions and I didn't feel like he was asking me follow-up questions. So then I just cut it off and ghosted, because I just felt like he wasn't, to me, that tells me you're not interested in me, because this is not an interview. Why am I just asking follow-up questions and you don't have nothing to say or ask me? It's like you just want to talk about yourself. I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'm just being overly strict, because this is both of those situations is like only a week in, but I feel like it only takes me a week to know like you're a red flag. But then also, because in the past, when I have not listened to that, in the end, I've always proven myself right. So I don't know.
I think what this really highlights is the fact that she's running into men who aren't taking her seriously. It's harsh, but it's also the truth. This is the reality of dating when a woman hits her late 20s into her 30s, especially if she spent her earlier years exploring and pushing away commitment. What women need to understand is that good men who are serious, loyal, ready to build, don't stay in the market for long. They get scooped up quickly, usually by women who recognized their value early on and didn't waste time playing games or chasing fantasies. The longer a woman waits, the harder it becomes to find a man who takes her seriously. Not because she's less worthy as a person, but because the dating landscape shifts. She said she hasn't dated in a year and now finds herself back in the dating scene. And she's realizing it's not what she expected. What she's walking into isn't the same dating world she left. A year off might not sound like much, but in today's fast-paced, emotionally detached dating culture, that's enough time for things to shift dramatically.
Fucking loser! You piece of shit caught in the net! Bro, you're good. Hey, props up to you.
Dude, come on.
What do you mean, come on? You understand she had my child and killed it with an abortion? 2 years we're together with a wedding ring? Cheated on me 7 times, here's 8? Let her shake and talk shit about you. And realize this. You are the biggest scumbag ever. Cry your eyes out, play a victim, we just got you caught. Finish sucking his dick, I'll see you later. Finish sucking his dick. You fucking loser. You're so exposed. Dumb fucking bitch.
This is for the girlies who really want to get married but haven't had any promising prospects recently, because the dating pool in general is overwhelmingly disappointing, but your idealism is still really high, but you're kind of hopeful, but also you kind of gave up a little bit. Okay, so this is for you. I met this girl I think a year ago. I think it was May of last year, and she was newly pregnant, and I was just talking to her about how incredible her life was based off of what she was telling me. I was like, you're living my dream protector provider man, the baby on the way, this is amazing, I'm so happy for you, not at all sad for me. And she was like, girl, don't count yourself out. Don't count yourself out. Life can happen so fast. You never know what's around the corner. And I just wish that I remembered her name or had a way of contacting her, because it is a year and 1 month later after that, and I have been married for 4 months now. And I would not have believed you if you told me that a year and a month ago. Life really can happen incredibly fast. She was right, and I'm right, and you can have that too. Do not count yourself out. Time is not real. Anything can happen.
I do agree that any woman can be married and have kids if she truly wants to. There's always a possibility. But to be honest, many women today are out of luck. The traditional lifestyle that so many of them now yearn for, the husband, the kids, the stable home, has been dismantled largely by women themselves and the modern ideologies they embraced. While the possibility is still there, there's also a growing reality that many men today are simply opting out of marriage altogether. So not only will it get harder for these women to find a husband in their 30s, but they'll also be competing for that wifey spot with younger women. The pool of marriage-minded men is shrinking, and the standards are rising. Men are more aware now. They're asking themselves, what's in it for me? They've seen the divorce rates, the horror stories, and the imbalance in modern relationships.
I think at one point in my life, I deserved a reward for being in such shitty relationships. So now that I know my worth, right, I will never accept crumbs again. And I really encourage you to practice and do the same. I fought so fucking hard to pull myself out of the hell that I was in those relationships. And I will never go back to anything even close to what I went through in those relationships. The things I tolerated, the things I accepted, the way that I was treated, the abuse that I went through, I will never, ever fucking tolerate. That will never be a thing. The first sign of that, you're gone. When we stay in relationships as women that completely diminish our worth, we no longer view ourselves as the beautiful, majestic, smart, intelligent, badass women that we are. And the reality is that you are so fucking worthy of love and compassion and being treated right and having the bar incredibly fucking high. But you don't believe that because you've accepted so much less than what you actually deserve. I do not want to see you settle for crumbs ever again. And I really encourage you to preach this to the women that are in your life as well, because sometimes we just need that little extra push. Do not settle for crumbs. Raise the bar so fucking high. Raise the bar so high that it is very hard to get you, because I promise when you're got, it's going to be with somebody that loves and adores you and worships the motherfucking ground that you walk on, as they should.
Not sorry to break it to you, madam, but you don't deserve a reward or sympathy just because you've been in a string of bad relationships. You chose those men. No one forced you into those situations. If you've been mistreated by multiple partners, at some point, you have to stop pointing fingers and look in the mirror. That's not bad luck. That's a pattern. You have bad taste in men, and instead of fixing it, you're out here playing the victim and blaming men as a whole. Now she's saying women need to raise the bar even higher. Really? Raise it higher? Women have already raised the bar so high that even decent men don't want to bother. Many of them have raised the bar to the point of delusion. The bar doesn't need to be raised, it needs to be realistic. Most of these women aren't looking for a relationship. They're looking for a fantasy, and when reality shows up, an average, hard-working, loyal guy, they turn their nose up like he's beneath them. They say, I won't settle, but the truth is, they're already settling for loneliness, for regret, for frustration.